to kill anybody. But if they keep messing with me, then I'm afraid that's what it's going to come down to. And if I have to kill one, then I'm not going to be able to stop. I just know it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2025 crime thriller Sovereign. The film is written and directed by Christian Swagel and it stars Nick Offerman, Jacob Tremblay and Dennis Quaid. Now the film focuses on Nick Offerman's character, Jerry Kane, and his son, played by Jacob Tremblay, Joe Kane. Offerman's character, essentially they identify as sovereign citizens, which is essentially a group of anti-government extremists in the US. The father travels up and down the Midwest, giving like talks and speeches as to how the government is not good, how they can kind of prepare for this, how they can protect themselves financially and obviously through other means. He's very, very militant. His son Jacob Tremblay is homeschooled. He starts taking his son on these trips with him, but things start to slowly escalate out of control. He starts getting in debt, and he just you know that there is a confrontation brewing between this man and the police force and the government, as everything that seems to be coming out of his mouth is pointing towards that fact. And the film is based on true events. It's inspired by the 2010 Memphis police shootings, where police officers were shot as part of a routine traffic stop. Right, what are my thoughts on Sovereign? I saw the trailer for this a few weeks ago and I thought it looked really good. Sometimes I really like to sit down and enjoy, just a well-structured, nicely made, well-acted, well-scripted film, whether it be a drama or a thriller or whatever. And this felt to me like this could be something that I would enjoy. It looked well acted. Nick Offerman, he's just such a great actor, isn't he? And he plays this role absolutely perfectly. I don't really know how to describe him. Anti-government extremist, I suppose, is a really good way of describing him. He despises the government. And there are points in this film where you think, well, he's got a good point there. And then there's other points in this film where you just think, you're humiliating yourself there. What you're talking there is utter garbage. And you just know that the stuff he's spouting, people are just eating it up. And it's twaddle, most of the stuff that he's saying. There are situations here where he has run-ins with the law, or run-ins with his mortgage lenders and that type of stuff. And the stuff he comes out with, you're just like, well, you're just trying to make trouble. It was just trying to make trouble or make a point, and it was just ridiculous. There's a scene where he even goes to court and he represents himself, and the stuff he comes out with is it's embarrassing, and he makes a fool of himself. He looks like a toddler, the stuff he's coming out with. So he's an incredibly frustrating character. This character that Nick Offerman's playing, Jerry Kane. But I suspect there are many, many thousands like him in America. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm no expert in America. I don't live there. But I think this film has tried to, balance its approach quite well. You've got Nick Offerman's approach, and it tries to display that in all its glory, if you can call it that. And you really do feel for his son, who is played by Jacob Tremblay, and I do have to say, a fabulous performance by that young man. The kid is just absolutely being brainwashed by his dad, and it's really hard to watch at times. But it shows their side of the story, with the gloves off. It doesn't hold back. It kind of shows you their way of life. It shows you their point of view. And then you've got the other point of view from the film. You've got the law and order point of view, or the government's point of view. That's where Dennis Quaid's character comes in. John Bouchard, something like that. He's like a high-ranking. I'm not sure if he's an FBI agent or something like that. And his son has just qualified as a police officer, and he's got a young baby, his son. So you get to see their side of the life as well, even though it focuses more on Nick Offerman and his son. But you do get to see Dennis Quaid, and his son, kind of the direction their lives take, and it's a complete opposite of Nick Offerman's life. So it tries to give you a balanced approach, two versions almost of the same coin. It feels like that's what it's doing going forward, but the film has this very uncomfortable feel about it, in a sense of you really want to grab these characters, the father and the son, and just shake them and wake them up and just say, what are you doing? Number one, do you actually believe these things you're saying? And number two, look at what you're doing to your son. He clearly loves his son, but I don't know. It's just very, very frustrating for me to kind of relate to a character like that is so set in his ways and so wrong as well in many of his beliefs. But probably they spouted. They probably grew from some level of truth at one point, and he's kind of developed this picture as he goes on about how corrupt governments and banks and all these other people are, and how you can't trust anybody but just you and your family and that kind of stuff. And and the stuff he says here, like I don't want to kill anybody, but if I do, I won't be able to stop. And you're just kind of thinking, this isn't going to end well. And obviously the film is structured in such a way, and the trailer, doesn't really hold a great deal back. You kind of know it's going to end in a massive confrontation. And that was, again, very, very difficult to watch, because it could have easily been avoided. So I found the whole thing frustrating and heartbreaking, but almost really compelling as well to watch, because it was so well done and well made. I think some people will watch this and not really enjoy it because of its pacing, or it's more of a family stroke relationship drama at some points in the film. There's a lot of political stuff in here, if you like. So it might frustrate some people, but I think it might also educate some people as well. I think it's well made, and I definitely thought there was a lot of things to really take on board when you watch this one. I thought it was well directed, well written, great performances, nicely structured thriller, and it kind of leaves you with a little bit of a lump in your throat at the end. Because it deals with death, loss, grief, the whole thing, and the after effects of people's actions. How it leaves people's lives shattered afterwards, and the film really goes a long way to kind of showing that as well. So yeah, it's not an easy watch. It's quite a frustrating watch, but also at the same time, it's superbly made. So I think you will appreciate if it does sound at all like something you will enjoy. So thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I will of course be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.